Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving in deep to the latest release from the most taterific distillery on the planet. That's right, it's Stagg Batch 18? That's right, big shout out to my buddy James. Thank you, James, for helping me get this bottle not available in the state of Pennsylvania. That's right, we are now in the middle of February. All the Stagg 18s, nowhere to be found in Pennsylvania. Who knows, they're just gathering dust in the warehouse, I guess. So I hear there's been some mixed reviews on this, and I'm here to set the record straight tonight. So this is Stagg, formerly Junior Batch 18, coming in at 131 proof. Compute 65.5% alcohol by volume. So this is really for those that like the proof. Kind of excited for this. Really the one release every year or two that I hope to get is Stagg Jr. So this is the neck pour. I did let it air for about 15 minutes. And we are going to give you, oh, look at the color. Just nice and dark. We're going to give you the review that you've been waiting on patiently. Till I could get my hands on this bottle. So thank you again, James. Let's give it a nosing. Oh, that smells good. Wow. I mean, the proof is evident on the nose, I will say. I get some caramels, that Coca-Cola note. It smells like Eagle Rare. Just like a cherry cola note with tons of brown sugar. And a good undertone of oak on this bad boy. This is a traditional Buffalo Trace, cherry cola profile that we get from a lot of these Stagg Juniors. Alright, let's take a sip. Wow. Very good. Very good. It's pretty sweet. Not as much oak as I expected. This is a sweeter hit kind of on the first sip here. A lot of fruits. I get kind of like some stone fruits. I do get the cherry. The cola note is in there, and some brown sugar. It's fairly simplistic, I would say. I don't get a ton of oak, and it tastes a little fruitier on the palate than I was getting on the nose. Let's take another sip. There we go. A lot more oak came through there on the back end of the palate. The front end though is still very sweet. It's just a sweet bouquet of fruits up front, followed by a nice hit of oak on the back end of the palate. Very enjoyable. Very good. Rating? For the grand MSRP of $59.99, this remains an A+ bourbon. A+ from Bourbon Bill. $60, hard to top that for $60. Now, at 100, 150, more than that, no. I mean, if you've never had one, you see one, I would spend anywhere between, I would spend maybe 100 to, I won't even spend 150, I don't think. If you see one, spend what you're comfortable with. But, I mean, this is not like a George T. Stagg killer this year, this batch 18, nothing like that. It's very good. Excellent bottle to have. And if you can get it for 100 or below, I think it's a buy. Once you start getting above 100, I think the value proposition starts falling off on this one. Now, this being Bourbon Bill, we wouldn't leave you there. And plus, if you were an astute viewer, boom, boom, what's that behind me? The other Stagg Juniors. Let's take a look. Fighting in this corner, Stagg Jr Batch 16. From last year, coming in at 130.9 proof. Compute 65.45% alcohol by volume. So, 0.1 proof point off. one of my favorites, and I believe this did make my top 10 of 2021. We'll put that in the green here. Batcho 16-0. Alright. Now, obviously this bottle's half empty, so it's had a lot of air, and it's older. So, let's give it a nosing. Distinctly different. And yet cut from the same cloth. There is more peach on here and less cherry on the 16 to me, but it's still the cola, brown sugar, oak. Okay. Oh. 16 is more well put together. 16 follows with some brown sugar, the cola note kind of fizzles off, and then boom, we hit again with some oak and some more cola notes. It's kind of like a roller coaster, but it's got a beginning, middle, and end. I think this is better than the 18. We go back to the 18 here. The 16 has a more defined cola note, and it's a little less sweet. Seems to have a touch more oak. The 18 is drinking a little bit hotter, of course. That's a fresh crack. The 18 is sweeter and brings more of the fruit up front and kind of fades into a cola and a nice chest hug. So it's going to depend. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. They're both good. And that's not all. Batch 17 from Stagg Jr., the last batch of 2021, I guess. 128.7. Compute. 64.35% alcohol by volume. So this is for those folks that enjoy a lower proof, you know, that can't handle it. 128.7. Put that in the blue here. Alright. The 17. Also got some good air into it. Not quite halfway, but getting there. Way more stewed fruit and no... I don't get any cherry cola note on this one. Maybe some cherry, but no cola. All fruits. Let's take a sip. Gosh, also very good. This one's all fruit and then just like a pop of oak and brown sugar at the end. Shorter finish though than the 16. Gosh, which one do I like better? 16 is better than 17. I'll link it above. My other videos I already said that. 16 drinks a little bit older, a little more oak to it. Tastes a little more mature. Alright, now, back to 18. Where does that fall into the lineup? So 18 is just what we said. It's the cherry cola, the fruits up front, a little bit of oak and brown sugar at the end, but it's kind of all together. There's no beginning, middle, end of the palate. It kind of just crams all the fruit together, and then boom, flash of oak and cola note, and it's gone. It is not as good as 16. 16 is better than the 18, I would say for sure. So if you preferred 17 over 16, 18 is right up your alley, and you should hunt a little harder for it. If you were a big fan of 16, 17 felt not as good to you, 18 will not be the match to 16. But wow, what a great tasting. So, thank you again, James, for this opportunity. To everyone out there, like I said, Batch 18 is delicious. A+ rating from Bourbon Bill. Worth a pickup for sure at MSRP. And if you see it below 100, I think it's still worth a pickup. So if you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.